4 years after the Euromaidan revolution, key gains and losses in Ukraine. Key gains: birth of civil society, increased civic engagement. The Euromaidan revolution catalyzed the rise of civil society in Ukraine, fostering higher levels of patriotism, trust, and optimism about the nation's future among Ukrainians. Surveys from October 2015 showed 41% of Ukrainians were more willing to donate, and 33% were more inclined to protect their rights and freedoms. Growth in volunteerism. The revolution also spurred a notable increase in volunteerism and involvement in civil society organizations, with 22% reporting a greater willingness to volunteer and 18% more inclined to join civil society organizations. Ukraine-European Union Association Agreement. Stronger EU ties. The association agreement, fully enforced on September 1, 2017, is a crucial step towards integrating Ukraine with the European Union. It promotes stronger political ties, economic links, and adherence to common European values. Economic modernization. The Deep and Comprehensive Free Trade Area, DCFTA component, aims to modernize Ukraine's trade relations and economic development by aligning with EU and international standards. Visa-free travel in the EU, increased mobility. As of June 11, 2017, Ukrainians with biometric passports can travel visa-free to the Schengen area for up to 90 days, enhancing their mobility for tourism and business purposes. Reform program initiation. Judicial and anti-corruption reforms. Reforms in the judiciary began in 2016, along with efforts to increase government transparency and combat corruption. Officials are now required to declare their assets, exposing the wealth concentration in Ukraine. Procurement transparency. The Prozoro online procurement system has gained international recognition, contributing to more transparent government spending. Key losses: war. Human and social impact. The conflict resulting from Ukraine's pivot towards the West led to Russia's annexation of Crimea and ongoing war in eastern Ukraine, causing over 10,000 deaths and displacing 1.4 million people by 2015. Demographic changes. Emigration has increased, and Ukraine's population is projected to decline to 36 million by 2050. Economic decline, severe recession, the war in Donbass, and severed trade relations with Russia caused the economy to shrink significantly, with a 6.8% contraction in 2014 and 10.4% in 2015. While there were slight recoveries in 2016, consistent economic growth remains challenging. Persistent corruption, limited progress. Despite new anti-corruption institutions, Ukraine still struggles with high levels of state and institutional corruption. The Global Corruption Perceptions Index shows only marginal improvements, ranking Ukraine 131st and 130th in 2016 and 2017, respectively. Setbacks in freedom of speech and media. Information war. The conflict has led to significant restrictions on freedom of speech and media. Media diversity is low, and anti-government views are often labeled as pro-Russian, leading to a chilling effect on free expression. Journalist restrictions. Dozens of journalists have been denied entry to Ukraine, prompting calls from Human Rights Watch for the protection of free media. Wary EU membership prospects. Long wait for EU membership, European Commission. President Jean-Claude Juncker stated that Ukraine is unlikely to join the EU or NATO in the next 20 to 25 years. This sentiment was echoed in a 2016 Dutch referendum, where 61% voted against the EU-Ukraine Association Agreement, declining support for EU membership. Opinion polls indicate fluctuating support for Ukraine's EU membership, with 58% of Europeans in favor of Ukraine joining NATO, but only 48% supporting EU membership as of the latest surveys. Conclusion. The Euromaidan revolution brought about significant democratic and social gains for Ukraine, including a more active civil society and stronger ties with the European Union. However, the country continues to face substantial challenges, such as ongoing conflict, economic difficulties, pervasive corruption, and setbacks in media freedom. The path to EU membership remains uncertain and will require continued efforts towards economic growth, modernization, and democratization.